How to scale your store to $10 million per year or more. My name is Steve Merrill. I am the founder of Working Digital. I also started online brands over 10 years ago. ACRO Marketing Machine is the framework that I've developed as I've grown and scaled my own companies to over $10 million per year. Let's go ahead and get right into it. What is the ACRO Marketing Machine? A good friend of mine is a sales director at a software company. He came to me one day and said, "Hey, Steve, I know you're in marketing. Can you help me to understand really what marketing does?" And he told me about conversations he had with marketing directors in the company, and they were unable to tell him in really simple terms what marketing is and what it actually does. It just seems so gray area, like there's nobody that can tell me exactly what marketing does. As I gave him this framework, he said for the first time ever, somebody was able to describe to him in really simple terms what marketing is and how it functions. The ACRO Marketing Machine develops a system that allows you to build consistent and profitable customer acquisition for your business. What is it composed of? There's 4 different parts here. ACRO is an acronym, which stands for number 1, advertise, which is simply telling people about what you do. Number 2 is contact. It is driving people to a place where you get their contact information in exchange for something that they want. Number 3, building relationship with those people that you now have their contact information. Step number 4, making some kind of an offer to them, which is simply invitation to transact with you in your business. On the front end, it's simply getting people to engage with and see whatever it is that you do as a business. On the back end, it's building relationship with those people and earning the right to eventually invite them to transact with you in your business. So step number 1, advertising. What is advertising? Is it running ads, sending out mailers? What really is advertising? All advertising is, it's the process of making known. So just telling people about what it is that your company does, what problem you solve, and what you sell. There's a ton of different forms of advertising, and these all fall within that same bucket. Whether it's posting free content on social media platforms, or paid advertising, which is essentially a form of posting content. You just pay the platform to make sure your content gets reach. Warm outreach is reaching out to people one-on-one or at scale with people that already know who you are as a business. So this might be people that are following you on social media. Maybe you have an email list that you're sending emails to, a text list. Maybe it's physical location, so people already know who you are as a business. And cold outreach, which is picking up the phone or sending out emails to cold people who have no idea who you are. And paid advertising tends to be a form of cold outreach, but you're simply paying the platform to get reach to people who have no idea who you are as a business. These forms of advertising plus more all allow you to advertise, making people aware of what it is that you do and what you sell. Step number 2 is contact, getting people to engage with us that we've advertised to. You're going to have people come to your website, and you have the opportunity to do one of 2 things: either drive them to a purchase, or we get their contact information, or both. Obviously, if somebody's making a purchase, they're going to give you their information so you can then fulfill on what it is that you sold that person. Goal should be every single website visitor is doing one of those 2 things or both. The way that we do that, site engagement, which is giving people an opportunity to give us their information and drive them to a purchase on that first visit if possible. Things like new arrivals, product launches, discounts, seasonal collections, newsletter opt-ins are all good opportunities for things that people might actually want, and then we can go into the next step with them. A couple examples of websites that do a really good job and convert customers as well as get contact information at a really high rate. You'll notice on both of these that they have a really good website landing page, and they also have some form of offer here, which gives us the opportunity to get their information from that person that visits the website, which then allows us to get into the next step, which is building relationship. Think about building relationship with your customers at scale. Most businesses have a really hard time with this, and it's the place where I see most companies either not doing it or not doing it well. Relationship building should feel a lot like dating, where you sit down at dinner with somebody on that first date, and you're not going to sit down and ask them to marry you. And maybe some of you have had that experience. Maybe it's worked out for you, probably hasn't. But if you sit down to a first date and somebody says, "Hey, you know what? I think this is going well. Let's just tie the knot right here." Probably going to raise some red flags in your mind and say, "You know what? You're crazy. I am out of here. Never contact me ever again." But when you think about it with your business, that's exactly what most businesses do. They say, "Hey, I have this product. I think you should come buy it," in every single interaction in your business. And that's a problem because people people don't already do one of three things: know, like, or trust you. And it takes people an average based on the law of seven interactions with you and your business to be able to get to the point where they know, like, and trust you. If you're asking somebody to marry you on the first date, it's likely that that person is going to leave, which means 85% of people which would ultimately do business with you are going to hit the road. Don't make the mistake of most businesses and simply say, hey, here's this thing, you should come buy it, in every single interaction. How do we do that? Consistent email delivery. Send out emails on a regular basis that do things other than ask people to buy things. Create content in those emails a lot like you would social media, and get people to engage with the content that you send out so they look forward to that next email that you send out. Give them how-tos, informational tips, industry information, knowledge about you, how you built your business and what you do. A lot like the things that people post on social media that get really good engagement. Do very similar things with SMS and then also retargeting ads that help people to understand who you are, what you do, and why they should know, like, and trust you. Relationship-based emails are a really good way for you to build this relationship piece. Here's a few examples. Each of these emails have really good components to them that don't just ask people to buy. There's some intrigue there. There's some form of relationship building that engages people in a way where they would want to engage with your business outside of just what you sell. Offer. If we've done all of the other three steps properly, now we have the opportunity to invite people to transact with our business, simply asking them to buy. Methods we use for that: hey, just buy now. Sales and promos. I have this product and I think it fits. We're having a seasonal discount. Whatever it might be based on the thing that you sell that people would want to buy from you. An offer is the most important part, but you have to earn the right to make offers to people. And then you're not done. People may not be ready yet. Maybe they don't know you, they don't like you, or they don't trust you. And so they don't engage and they don't say yes. Take those people, every single person, whether they bought from you or not at that point, and then you're going to recycle them back in to keep building relationship with them at scale over time. And if it's a no right now, it doesn't mean no forever. It just means not yet. Keep pushing people back into relationship building, keep them in your ecosystem with valuable content, and then get those people back, earn the right to transact with them again in the future. Here's a really simple example. If you're struggling to understand how this would actually look in your business, let's say you run an e-commerce store. Pick some simple forms of advertising where your customers already congregate. So let's say we're an e-commerce business that sells clothing. Facebook and Instagram are really important pieces of the puzzle where most people that would buy clothing are probably already on those platforms. Facebook ads would allow us to get a lot more reach. Google ads, people are actually looking for the thing that you sell, and you can get a lot more customer acquisition for a really low cost because those people are actively looking for the thing that you sell. From there, we drive people to a website property, and this is the contact phase of it. And again, one of two things for every single person that visits our website: either number one, we invite them to purchase and then they buy from us, or number two, we get them to opt in and give us their contact information in exchange for something that they want. Maybe it's a discount code, maybe it's simply a newsletter invite, maybe it's a VIP access, or something that people would want, and then it allows you to get to that next step of building relationship. Relationship is an important step, and this is where, again, I find most companies drop off and don't do, or just don't do well. In relationship building, you have two pieces. So let's say somebody bought from you. The fulfillment and the customer service experience after they've bought from you is a huge component of the relationship building process. Think of that person in terms of what they would think about you and your business based on the experience they have. Did you ship out the item quickly? Did you communicate clearly? If they have a problem, can they communicate with you very easily? And do you help them solve that problem? There are important steps that build relationship with you that make people decide whether or not they're going to come back and buy from you again. From there, you have people which may have opted in but haven't bought from you yet. Weekly emails, and I recommend 3 emails a week that value add content for everybody in your list. SMS messaging is an important piece that keeps people engaged on another layer. And retargeting ads would be another simple piece that you can plug into the puzzle for people that visit your website and haven't bought from you. Using all of these pieces together will build relationship with everybody at scale in our ecosystem, eventually allowing us to invite people to transact and earning the right to make offers to them. And all of these pieces together build the foundation of the ACRO marketing machine. Just in review here, the ACRO marketing machine is a method which allows you to build consistent, profitable customer acquisition that will fuel growth in your business. Now, it's not magic. It's not going to save your business, but it allows you to have the pieces of the puzzle which lay a foundation for you and understand which pieces you're missing. And maybe you're missing on the email marketing, maybe you're missing on the advertising piece of it. And every growth business will require all four of these pieces in place no matter what you sell. Review here, you've got advertise. Number one, pick specific platforms where your customers already are and use those platforms to reach people. Number two, contact. So every website visitor that you drive through your advertising would be one of two things or both, which is getting their contact information, and number two, inviting them to make a purchase. Number three is building relationship with everybody in your ecosystem, whether they've bought from you or not. Think about this like dating somebody that you would sit down and have dinner with. You're going to give them something and have a conversation with them and get them to know, like, and trust you before you say, hey, are you ready to buy? And then the last step, which is that invitation to buy, you're going to make the offer after you've earned the right and established yourself as the expert. All of these pieces, front end is advertise and contact. On the back end, you've got relationship and offer. Take a look at which one of these pieces maybe you need to make the most effort in and just dive in and do one of those things. There's no silver bullet in building your business, but if you've got these foundational pieces in place, it's going to allow you to build a business that scales and continue to grow your business profitably and acquiring customers that'll fuel your growth.